My name is Stella Wanjala, co-founder of WANK. Today we have an opportunity to be in the Maasai community. We've been here for the last 2 days. This is our final day. We are doing a demonstration on how to plant trees, and we would like to use this to speak to the people who are celebrating the World International Women's Day, and so that we all move together in trying to ensure we plant trees wherever we come from. We'll go through a short demonstration on tree planting, and first of all we look at the seedling that you're picking out from the nursery bed for planting, and it needs to be healthy, standing on a relatively large enough pot or socket, and growing straight up with the apical bud still in place. So this is a good example for a nice seedling that we can use. Next thing is look at the hole that we're going to use for planting, and our hole should be at least 2 feet deep. And the way it is dug is such that we remove the topsoil, put it aside, then we continue digging out the subsoil. And the reason is because the topsoil has a lot of nutrients, and that's what we want to use to put back and ensure that our plant is using the nutrients even to grow. So we put the topsoil aside like Chesengei is doing. Then we mix the topsoil and manure. This is organic manure, which we prefer. Given that we're talking about climate change mitigation, we try to avoid the use of inorganic fertilizers. So we mix that up in a ratio of 1 to 1. That would do. And then after that, we make the hole. Chesengei, you can put back some of the soil. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Good. Just put back. Put the soil. I think that's okay, isn't it? So then we will remove the plastic paper that is used to hold the soil nicely, like she's doing. Pushing it together ensures that it gets separated from the soil so the roots can be retained, and just make sure our roots are intact. The roots should be intact so that then the plant can be able to take root well. So once we are sure about that our roots are okay, then we come and put it into our hole. Thank you, Chesengei. So straight. Then we put back our soil while we press around it so that it gets firm and well held into the ground. So we put that, and normally, if it's during the rain season, you may not have to leave space for water. But if it's during dry season, then we leave slightly some space, part of the hole, so that if it rains, then the water can collect there. So it depends on when you are planting, but I think that will be okay, Chesengei. We can leave it at that. Then after that, we mulch. We put mulch all around it. So that we avoid evaporation, loss of water through evaporation. So we have it there. And then we water the plant over the mulch that we have put so that the water does not hit the soil directly. Yes, that is it. So once that is done, then we want to do protection of this seedling or the tree that we have now planted. So we put pieces of wood. For us, that's what we do here. In other places, they would use metallic rods, but we use the pieces of wood that we can easily get. So we put them in such a way that we avoid animals like the goats, the sheep, even chicken from coming around and destroying or pulling out our plant. So, naweza mletea kitu ya kufunga hapa ama imeshikana. She's okay. So once this is done, we are sure the tree is protected, and so we are sure that our domestic animals will not destroy the trees. but it can still access sunlight and continue with the processes of life. And after that, every time we have to come check the plant, then make sure there are no weeds growing around it so that it can be able to grow. And the most important thing is not really planting the tree, but taking care of it until you're sure that it has been able to take root and it grows into a tree. And normally we would give it a name, probably a name that you love, so that it compels you, pulls you towards the tree. Every now and then you can come over and see how your tree is doing. And this is really good because when children plant trees, even at home, the tree causes them to come back. Even if they are working far off, they would love to come and see how their tree is doing based on the name they gave the tree. And I think that will help us to ensure that our tree grows. And that is it. Thank you so much.